Good morning, friends. Mary here, and today we're going to be tackling the fall decorating of my dining room area here. And so I would like to ask you to join me, and join me in the future too with upcoming videos for fall, and then of course Christmas and other crafts that I like to share with you. So don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you hopefully again soon. Now, we're going to start here with my hutch that I've cleared off and I've dusted. I have a couple of items like this white wooden leaf that I'm going to be using in my fall decor. And I have some things on my dining room table over here. And so, well, let's get started and see how this all turns out. Guys, you can see I've pointed my camera up here so that you could have a good look at the top of my hutch, which is where I'm going to be starting. And here on my dining room table, I have a fall garland that I'm going to be adding first to the top. So far, we just have a pumpkin, an autumn garland, and this white tobacco basket. Trying to get my hand pointed in the right spot. So that's how we're starting. And the next thing I'm going to add is this welcome sign, which is on a stand. So we'll go ahead and place that up there. And then I have another one of these ceramic turquoise colored gourds with an urn that I'm going to place it on, and we'll put that up there. And now I have a lantern, a small white one, that I've tied a bow on. And if you would be interested in learning how to make bows, and I have a couple of types that I make frequently. This is a very simple one, but if you're interested, let me know in the comments, and I'll do a little tutorial on some of the bow making that I do. But let's place it up on top. So I think you know by now that I really like using greens, blues, and whites with all of the fall colors. So to my garland up here, which has just the traditional fall leaf colors, I am going to be adding some greenery just to give it, tone down those autumn colors a bit. Now we finished with the top of my hutch, and let's start on this buffet height part of my hutch and get it all beautiful for the fall. On this area, besides this beautiful plate that I added, very sort of fall with a touch of Halloween in it with the crow, I am going to add some forest creatures and a few more fall looking items. So we will start with this darling little fox. Look at that cute face. And I got this really cute fabric pumpkin at Walmart. And then we have this darling owl. And then a reddish colored pumpkin. Place that right in there. And in addition, let's put in a bit of fall colors. And these picks, I'm just gonna sort of fluff them out some so they look more full. You know, this is something I do every time I'm working with florals. And we can just place them right on in there. So let's fluff out this one. And how about right here? I think we need a bit more though. I got these picks at Hobby Lobby yesterday, so I think they'll work wonderfully. All right, now of course I'll come back and give you a close-up of all of the designs that I did shortly, but first let's move to the dining room table. This is done. Let's do the dining room table. Here we are with a clean slate, my blue tablecloth, and let's go ahead and put together a very nice centerpiece that can stay and make it all the way through to the Christmas holidays. Of course, at Christmas, you know, we're going to be changing everything out completely. Take a close-up tour of my decorations that we did today. So as you can see, I used a garland that had large sunflowers on them, and the sunflowers are a white color, which I always love in the fall. And I added some picks like this one here, and of course pumpkins. My centerpiece is made of a velvet covered pumpkin with a boxwood, well, it looks a little bit like boxwood wreath here. And then I have it on this cake stand, which is very rustic looking. I also have my LED candles here. And I added different colored pumpkins to add interest to the design. And then as we come around this side of my table, let's take a look here because I have some different picks that I got, I believe, at Joann's the other day. They were having a 60% off sale from their fall items. That was exciting. Now, one thing I've added new this year are some bunches of grapes. I like adding some other fruits to just change it up a bit and have a little different interest in my design. So you'll see some grapes in a couple of different locations here. Some different colored grapes. And I like putting a bunch of grapes on each end of my garland to disguise the, they oftentimes have little stems sticking out at the end that are bare. And so if you cover them up like I did here with this bunch of grapes, it really, keeps it looking realistic. So here's a look at my table centerpiece. And then let's move over here to my hutch. And we'll start here, looking at it from this side. And you can see I added some grapes right there on the corner. A nice white pumpkin. Those were on sale at Joann's also for 60% off. I have a small sign in my fun plate for the holidays, the fall season. Cute little owl. And then you saw me put in my picks and this really darling cloth pumpkin, and of course my fox. Now I'm gonna pause here for a second so I can climb up on my chair and show you the top of my hutch, which I did change up quite a bit. After I finished filming this part of the video, I realized that I had forgotten to add a very important item that I had sitting out ready to use, but somehow I forgot it. Anyway, if we pan down this direction, you will see, guess what? A turkey. I just love that turkey. Very rustic looking. And so he's right over there on that end of the hutch. And I have the blue gourd that I mentioned, and my lantern, and the welcome sign. I sort of like the welcome sign on this side a little more so that my guests can see it as they come into the living dining room area. So there's my top of my hutch. I just really love how that turned out. And I love the green intermingled with the fall leaves on that garland. I hope you enjoyed coming with me today as I decorated my table and my hutch, and that maybe you got a couple of ideas that you can use in your own home. And I certainly am wishing you all a very happy fall, and that, you're having many colorful days this fall season. Enjoy it, because you know what comes next. Winter time and freezing cold temperatures. So, okay, I will see you in my next video. I have lots more decorating to do, as you can only imagine.